Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Prof. Fuad, as my lecturer and then my fellow friends. Today, I would like to share to you my methodological review for advanced statistics subjects. And then the article that I'm going to review is Assessment of Intercultural Communicative Competence in Foreign Language Education, a survey study on EFL teachers' perceptions and practice in China. This article is written by Xiaole Zhu and then published online in 2015. All right, so there are several points that I'm going to review regarding to this article. The first one is talking about the content of the article in brief. So what is this article is about, and then what statistical tools is used, and then why and how the result of the study are reported using the statistical tool, and then the last one is conclusion. Well, so as what I said before, that the title of this article is Assessment of Intercultural Communicative Competence in FL Education. This is the survey study on FL teachers' perceptions and practice in China. And this article is published in Language and Intercultural Communication Journal. It is written by Zialoju, 2015. So, this study is a part of a nationwide project, University English Teachers' Perceptions of Intercultural Communicative Competence, or ICC, and their teaching practices in China. And the project was designed as the initial phase of a future study of intercultural communicative competence teaching in EFL classrooms. And its purposes include finding out these research questions. The first one is how EFL teachers in China's university conceptualize ICC. And then the second one is what dimensions of ICC they have taught and or assessed in their EFL classes. And then how they have incorporated ICC into EFL teaching. And the last one is about the materials and method they have adopted in teaching and assessing ICC, and then how teachers' personal profiles have affected their perceptions and practice of ICLT, or intercultural communicative language teaching. And then to achieve these purposes, the writer conducted a nationwide survey that was conducted by means of a web-based questionnaire. All right, and this is the technique of data collections, as the writer used a web-based questionnaire survey, and this is a survey study. And there are three dimensions of uh, questionnaire survey here. The first one is about teachers' profile. It is including their age, gender, academic qualifications, years of teaching, overseas experiences, and then ICC training experiences. And then the second dimension is about teachers' perceptions of ICC. It is including their understanding of the definitions of ICC and its component, the natures of foreign language teaching, the role of teaching and assessing ICC, and also the relationship between ICC teaching and language teaching. And then the third point, or the third dimensions of this questionnaire survey, is about their teaching practices of ICC. It is including the aspect of ICC addressed in EFL classes, the textbooks that they use, the method they are applied, and activities conducted to enhance students' ICC development, and then also the ICC assessment method. And talking about the technique of data collection, so the writers conduct reliability assessments of the questionnaires to assess the reliability of the quantitative aspect of the questionnaires. There are 30 English teachers from Harbin Institute of Technology were selected to do a pilot study. And the participant completed the questionnaire twice, and between the two measurements, there was a period of 2 weeks. As we see here in the table A1, so this is the result of test reliability of the concerned questions items. And it was found that the two measurements had a person product moment. And from this table or this result, it indicates that the questionnaire has a high test or retest reliability. And after the data gathered and the writer analyzed the data of the questionnaire, the questionnaire data were entered into a Microsoft Excel 2003 database through the website and then converted into SPSS format data file for statistical analysis with SPSS version 18. And apart from frequency and percentage calculation, the writer also used the chi-square test and non-parametric correlation to analyze the data. And here are the results. The first result, it is related to necessity of ICC assessment. The participants are asked about their perceptions of necessity of ICC assessment. And we can see here there are two table to image here. The first table, it is using a chi-square test regarding the necessity of ICC assessment. And a chi-square test here shows that the participant views very significant. And then the right one here, it is the pie chart, shows the respondents, showing partial or strong agreement. It is about 57.2%, and then 28% far outnumber those expressing partial or a strong disagreement. It's only 1.7% and 0.1%. There were also 13% of the respondents who were not sure of the necessity of testing students' ICC, and the result indicates that the overwhelming majority of the respondents were aware of the importance of assessing students' ICC in EFL class and agree language and culture can be assessed integratively. And the second result, it is regarding to the experience of ICC assessment. And the first table here, it is show the result of the number of participants who have ever conduct ICC assessment, experiences of ICC assessment. And then among 884 respondents here, it is only a half who had such experience in conducting ICC assessment. It's about 417 respondents, or 47.2%. And then in table 2 here, it is related to the willingness to assess ICC in the future. So these questions addressed to those who have ever conducted ICC assessment before, and then they were asked if they will use they will conduct ICC assessment in the future. And then it was found that the respondent willing to assess students ICC in the future, it's about 68.9%, greatly outnumber those without such an intentions. It's only 31.1%. And this suggests that assessment in EFL classes is ongoing a shift from measuring merely students' language skill to measuring their ICC. And then the third table here, it is showing the correlation between necessity recognitions and experiences of ICC assessment. So To further examine whether the participants' practice of ICC assessment were influenced by their attitude toward ICC assessment or not, a bivariate correlation test was conducted. And here is the result. The result shows that there was a weak positive correlation between these two factors, necessity and then experiences. So it has no strong correlations. Yeah, it doesn't mean that those uh, who assume that it is necessary to conduct ICC assessment, uh, they also have experience in conducting ICC assessment. And it indicates that those considering it necessary to assess ICC were more likely to put it into practice, while those without such belief were more unlikely to do so. And then the third result, it is related to their perceptions of ICC components. As this article anchored from Byram's models of ICC, in which there are five important components of ICC, including knowledge, skill, attitude, awareness, and then language. And then the participants were asked about their perceptions regarding to the factors, the factors influence ICC here, and then according to this table, it is found that the vast majority of the respondents still listed knowledge as the most important ICC dimensions. We see here it's about 31.3% of the respondents, perceived that knowledge is the most important ICC dimension or the most important ICC factor. And it is far exceeded those of the other listed dimensions, yes, skills, attitude, awareness, and then language. And then the second point, it's about 18% of the respondents even filled all the three blanks with knowledge related items. And this indicates that cultural knowledge, especially cultural facts, was treated as an equivalent to ICC by many FL teachers, and the cultural approach to FL teaching, which regards culture as identifiable factual knowledge, was deeply rooted in the respondent's mind. And then the last point is about the entries related to intercultural sensitivity and awareness of identity. For example, here, awareness of one's own culture and identity, of cultural differences and of contextual differences. Uh, they were given out by only 4.1% of the respondents. So here we can indicate the smallest percentage, the middle percentage, and then the highest percentage. And then the fourth points regarding to the result of this study is related to the objective of ICC assessment. From the respondents of 417, or it's about 47.2% of the participants who had assessed students ICC, they found that cultural facts, item number 1, value, item number 6, and language cultural connotations of English-speaking countries were most frequently assessed. It's about 77.1, students' knowledge of the cultural fact of the English-speaking countries. And then 70.3% student knowledge of value and 60.5%. So the writer here is concerned to the three tops aspects, including cultural fact, values, and then cultural meaning, respectively. However, two items which are concerned with the culture of non-English speaking countries, it is item number 5 and item number 7, were assessed by only a small portions of respondents. It is only 23.4% and 22.9%. And here we can see that the writer concern on the smallest percentage, two smallest percentage. And only two respondents reported having assessed aspect other than the given ones, ability to deal with the problems occurring in intercultural communication, and knowledge and understanding of their own culture, including thinking pattern, values, and belief. And then it's about 322 or 36.4% respondent who had no ICC assessment experiences but would do so in the future, whereas what aspect of ICC should be assessed. And then the last points about of the result is talking about ICC assessment method. The majority of the 417 respondents who had assessed students' ICC showed preference for oral presentation, role play, and paper tests. And the percentage of respondents who reported having used these methods were 52.5%, 51.5%, and then 45.3%, while the percentage of respondents who used project to assess students was much lower. It's only 23.7%. And then among all the listed method in the paper test, true false claim the highest percentage. It's about 24.2%. And then while multiple choice questions were the least preferred, it's only 9.4%. And then in addition, it's only 4.8% of the respondents reported having used method other than the ones listed in the questionnaire. And then was also found that the paper test was still the most popular mode of assessment among English teachers. And finally, I can draw two conclusions here. The first one is about the result. Yeah, the result of the survey indicates that most of the surveyed Chinese university EFL teachers hold a positive attitude towards ICC assessment, regarding ICC as a necessary part of EFL curriculum, and thus should be incorporated into foreign language tests. However, the fact that those who actually assess ICC take up less than half of the total respondents suggests that they still consider linguistic competence as the priority of language assessment, while ICC remains an auxiliary of language learning and is of secondary status. And then the second points here, we can conclude that these findings seem to indicate that the ideology that shapes China's EFL teachers' assessment of learners' language ability continues to be the communicative language teaching approach rather than intercultural communicative language teaching. Thank you. So that's all what I can refute regarding to the research methodology of this article. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.